Star. You can follow me on Twitter, but all those great things. That's at I Am Pledger. You can follow the station at SA Sports Star. We are live on YouTube. Search SA Sports Star, subscribe, like, and you can comment along with the show. Or you can be a part of the show at 656 ESPN. That is 210 656 3776. Man, there's a lot to get into as we get ready for Cowboys camp, Texans camp, as we talked with John McClain on the Blitz a little bit earlier today. But I want to first and foremost thank everyone who came out to refuel today over at 8288 Tally Road of 1604 in Calabria. Had a great time out there for the hot and crispy chicken tender eating contest, the grand opening of that brand new refuel. Great location, great place. And it was great to just meet all the listeners out there. And I appreciate everybody that came out to say what's up. Caesar was somebody that came by just to say what's up. He literally just got out of his car to come say hi to me and Rob and then took off. James and some of the others, Kenneth, that were actually in the contest and won their way on R&R in the morning. It was a fantastic time out there. We had a great time meeting with everybody. So thank all of you for coming out today and giving your support to the radio station, giving your support to us. It is fantastic. I enjoyed every bit of it. It was a good time to just get out of the glass box of fun. DJ, what's up? Need to get some golf going out there soon. Thank all of y'all for coming out. It was a blast. The NFL is close. We finally got our first bit of drama with the Cowboys because it has been a very positive and drama-free offseason for the Dallas Cowboys. Who knew? Everything's been perfect. They got the, great additions and free agency and trades with Stephon Gilmore and Brandon Cooks. They re-signed Leighton Vander Esch and Donovan Wilson, and everything has been roses. Well, we got our first speed bump earlier this week as Zach Martin decided, you know what, I'm not happy being paid $7 million less than market value at the top of the market of the guard position when I am, in fact, the best player at this position in the NFL. By the way, Madden said that I'm the best offensive lineman in all of football because I was the only one to get a 99 rating. It's going to be very interesting because his coming to the table 2 years early kind of disrupts a little bit of everything that they do with their salary cap gymnastics and how they plan for the future. So it's going to be very interesting to see how that plays out as we go into training camp. You've got Dak's contract concerns lingering out there. And then there's the guys like Trayvon Diggs, Micah Parsons around the corner in a couple of years. Stephon Gilmore is going into his final year of his deal. Terrence Steele and Tyler Biadasz, who I think are two other huge pieces of the puzzle for the Dallas Cowboys. It's going to be very interesting to see how things progress through training camp and how they get all this together, because this season right now is their absolute best opportunity to not only get to an NFC title game, but to a Super Bowl that they've had since they were last in the Super Bowl 30 years ago. The NFC is wide open. You've got two teams in front of you, but even those two teams that are even or barely in front of you, and the 49ers and Eagles, there are questions surrounding them. You have two brand new coordinators in Philadelphia. You lose Jonathan Hargrave in free agency. All of a sudden, there are questions on, will the offense look the same without Shane Steichen? Will the defense look the same without Jonathan Gannon? Will it look the same with all the losses that they took in free agency, like C.J. Gardner-Johnson at safety? Can a rookie who is dominant as he was, one of the top-ranked players at one point, comes in out of shape? There's questions about his work ethic all of a sudden. I know it's hard to bet against Georgia players, but there is a lot going on in Philadelphia to where you go, show me again, right? Show me again. Show me that you can do it again now that the hunter to the hunted in the NFC. Someone that's been the hunted, the San Francisco 49ers, been to a couple of Super Bowls in the last decade, including one in the last handful of years. Been to a handful of NFC title games, including one last year, and probably might have been in the Super Bowl last year had they not run out of quarterbacks in that game. They have questions of their own, though. Sure, they signed Jonathan Hargrave, and that defensive line just got a little bit beefier. But Brock Purdy's coming off elbow surgery, and behind him, you've got Sam Darnold. You've lost Jimmy Garoppolo. Trey Lance has yet to show that he is worth the investment that they paid to move up to get him. So with all of these questions surrounding them, oh, and by the way, their defensive coordinator that led them to the top-ranked defense, he's in Houston now as the head coach, DeMeco Ryans. They replaced him with Robert Saleh with him, and the defense got better. But can the defense continue to keep up what they were doing? There is a war of attrition at some point. You lose a defensive coordinator and another defensive coordinator and another defensive coordinator in, a span of 5 years, 3 coordinators on the same side of the ball. Yeah, they've got a lot of really good players on that side of the ball, but scheme means a lot. And you listen to those players and how they talked about DeMeco Ryans. He was a big part of how they played to and got to the number 1 overall defense. I mean, he took his scheme and took Jimmy Ward, the safety, and put him in slot corner because it was best for what they needed at the time due to injuries, and it worked. Can the other coach, defensive coordinator that is taking over that position now, make those same kind of adjustments on the fly when you're dealing with injuries throughout a season? Remains to be seen. The Cowboys have their defense coming back intact and adding Mozzie Smith up front. They have 2 guys that are ranked in the Madden top 10 at ends, Micah Parsons and DeMarcus Lawrence. You got Sam Williams, who I think is going to be a breakout star for the Dallas Cowboys this year. Linebacker groups coming back intact, safety groups coming back intact. And the secondary got even better. Trayvon Diggs went from 11 picks, but gave up 1,200 yards and a multitude of touchdowns to really playing so much better despite the lack of turnovers last year. And what I think was his best season as a pro. And while Madden didn't have him in the top 10 of their cornerback rankings, I do think that was a mistake. I do think Trayvon Diggs is one of the top 10 corners in the league. He's on the lower end of it, but I do think he's a top 10 corner in the league. On offense, you're fully healthy on the line. Tyler Biadasz, Terrence Steele's fully healthy, coming off that injury. Zach Martin, Tyron Smith is going to be healthy going into the season. We'll see what happens as the season progresses. Hopefully he can get 1 full year out of him, right? Tyler Smith was a revelation last year, so that offensive line looks solid. You've added to the receiving core. You got Brandon Cooks on one side, CeeDee Lamb on the other, who proved he was the number 1 receiver last year. Michael Gallup, a full year removed from that ACL surgery. He's quote-unquote springy again this year. The only questions you have are, A, the running back room. Can Tony Pollard sustain through a full year of getting a full workload? And B, what's the offense going to look like now that Kellen Moore's gone? Well, Brandon Cooks gives us a little bit of insight to what it may look like.
I mean, obviously, we just had the spring, to get going. But, the biggest thing that I noticed is, it's fast paced. Like, we want to get to the ball. Coach McCarthy talked about attacking, not waiting and sitting back, but going out and attack. And that's what I've noticed, through our practices, through our throwing sessions, this off season. So the faster, the better. And so I'm all for that.
Going to be fast. It sounds different from what Mike McCarthy's been telling us ever since the combine. Wanted to run the damn ball, protect his defense. Fast doesn't do that, does it? So more questions as to what that off. My question is, do you capitalize on this very small, short window? And by capitalize on, I mean protect yourself. There's a question of Dalvin Cook out there. Kareem Hunt. Melvin Gordon just went off the board earlier today, so he's no longer in the running, but I have questions as to what the offense will look like, thanks to Mike McCarthy. Hopefully those questions will be answered. But I also have questions as to, can they capitalize on this window? There are only a couple of teams that they are even with. Can you solidify it by adding a Dalvin Cook or something to solidify that running back room? Maybe add one of the top end offensive guards, right? Bring some depth to that O-line. I think it's interesting, and it's going to be funny because we heard about players working out in Houston today with John McClain. If those players are working out, are there some players still on the market that you can get that can help to solidify other positions on your roster? I think one of those positions is offensive guard. Trey Turner is available out there. Also, it gives you an insurance plan if the Zach Martin thing kind of plays out a little longer and harder than you expect it to. Bring in a couple of players, get them on one-year deals so it doesn't mess up your future cap, but capitalize on this very small window you have. Because these windows, they don't stay open long, and it's hard to keep them open. But you can protect your future and still capitalize on this window that you have that is very small to take advantage of a very down NFC to possibly get to an NFC title game or even a Super Bowl, which is something you haven't done in almost 30 years. I am James Pledger. This is Extra Innings with Pledger right here on San Antonio Sports Star 94.1 FM and SASportsStar.com. But when we come back, Joe Reinagle of the Blitz will be joining me as we get you ready for Rangers baseball. There's something going on up in Oklahoma City, and I think a lot of Spurs fans should be paying attention to what's happening up there. I'll let you know what it is next right here on San Antonio Sports Star 94.1 FM and SASportsStar.com.
It's R&R in the morning.
Monday on R&R in the morning, we are 1 week away from Oxnard, California, and Dallas Cowboys training camp. But will Zach Martin be a part of it? Plus, Rob Thompson's back. We'll find out exactly what he's looking forward to most about his time in Oxnard. That's all coming up Monday on R&R in the morning. The party starts at 6.
It's your wake-up call. R&R in the morning, 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Not all pizza places are the same. Mellow Mushroom originated hand-tossed, stone-baked classic Southern pizza. Not in the mood for pizza? Order a calzone, hoagie, sandwich, burger, or a mellow salad and see how care goes into every item on the menu. Take your pick from 24 draft beers and or handcrafted cocktails. And many of the pizzas can be made gluten-free or vegan. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 and Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
Life moves fast. No one has time for a car, truck wreck, or commercial vehicle accident. At Davis Law Firm, we get it. When you call the force, you don't have to worry about insulting offers from insurance adjusters, property damage, or car rental. We recently settled a wrongful death case in a commercial vehicle accident for $5 million. Net to clients was $2.8 million. I'm Jeff Davis. If you were in a car, truck wreck, or hit by a commercial vehicle, call me at 444-4444. You got it. There's only one number to remember. 4. Attorney consultation by appointment only. Davis Law Firm, San Antonio. Davis Law Firm is a proud official partner, personal injury attorney of the San Antonio Spurs.
Golfers, swing into Edwin Watts Golf Shops. We've been serving golfers since 1968. Let us help you find the hottest gear from bags, balls, shoes, and apparel. All in stock at the best prices. Come in and test drive the latest arrivals from Titleist, TaylorMade, Callaway, Ping, and more. While you're there, get custom fit by one of our golf experts. Edwin Watts Golf Shops, home of the 90-day satisfaction guarantee. Shop us in store or online at EdwinWattsGolfShops.com.
If you're a man and you live in San Antonio or the surrounding areas, you need to pay close attention to what I'm about to say.
Are you having issues rising to the occasion? Do you constantly worry about whether or not have you completely stopped having adult time? Is it something you just don't talk about? Guys, we have a solution. Mojo, the 100% guaranteed male enhancement pill that's fast, effective, and was designed to reignite passion, performance, and confidence in the bedroom. Yeah. Be ready at a moment's notice with the Mojo Male Enhancement Pill from Pure Line Nutrition. And for those of you who have used Mojo, check out Mojo Enduramax.
Touchdown!
A new formula that improves the potency and effectiveness of Mojo. Get fast results, last longer, and be the man she'll never forget. Mojo and Mojo Enduramax, 100% natural male enhancement formulas, only available at Pure Line Nutrition. Call now, 210-494-2210. That's 210-494-2210. Or visit us online at thepureline.com.
Real people are getting real and lasting pain relief at QC Kinetics.
Who would have thought that I would be in better shape now than after I got out of the Marines at 22? It's great to be active again.
I've played 36 holes multiple days in a row without pain. Everything is great.
Are you tired of living with chronic joint pain? QC Kinetics uses cutting-edge regenerative medicine to restore and repair damaged tissue, natural healing agents from your own body, so your body can heal itself the way it was designed, with no pain pills, no steroids, no drugs, and no downtime.
It was super successful, and I recommend everyone seek out QC Kinetics as an alternative to surgery.
Thanks to QC Kinetics, quality of life is just a lot better.
Definitely changed my life.
Call now to see if regenerative medicine could be the answer you've been looking for. The local medical professionals at QC Kinetics have proven protocols that can give you lasting relief now, and the consultation is free.
Call QC Kinetics, 210-571-0318. That's 210-571-0318. 210-571-0318.
Guys, your testosterone level impacts your energy, drive, weight, hair loss, and even ED. Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your T level for free. For your free T level check, exam, and consultation, call 210-615-7777 or visit revivemenshealth.com.
He's 7 feet 5 inches of greatness.
I'm trying to be the best.
He's Victor Wembanyama. 94.1 San Antonio's sports star.
I'm sinking, you're waiting. I'm thinking something's gotta give.
Welcome back into Extra Innings with Pleasure right here on San Antonio Sports Star, 94.1 FM, sasportstar.com. I am James Pleasure. Thanks for joining me this evening. We got Rangers baseball coming up here at the bottom of the hour. But until then, I've got my friend Joe Reinigle, co-host of The Blitz, weekdays 2 to 6, right here on San Antonio Sports Star, as we had a very interesting conversation on The Blitz today in terms of Oklahoma City's mayor, Mr. Holt, who was talking about the importance of them getting a new stadium up in Oklahoma City because theirs is currently one of the oldest in the league, as it was built in 2002, same year that the AT&T Center was built.
Exactly right, and that means that the AT&T Center's old too, right? It's like 6 months newer than Oklahoma City.
Yeah, June 8th and October 18th is the difference in time frame between the first events there.
Yeah, so exactly. Look, I know people look at 20 years pledge and they think, that's not old. But in pro sports terms, it is. I mean, it really is. And it's just time for an upgrade. And the fact of the matter is, I mean, you start talking about this, you're looking at years down the road, 5, 6, 7 years down the road before they're playing a ball game in there. So it's not something that's going to go up tomorrow.
Yeah, and it's something that, you got to pick the site. You got to get the site, you have to clear the land, you have to probably, I would imagine, erect parking structures, because if we're talking downtown, that's going to be part of the problem is parking. But yeah, I look across the landscape of sports and see Xfinity Live up in Philadelphia, where y'all have been. I see Texas Live up in Arlington, in between the ballpark in Arlington and Jerry World. And I think about it in terms of there may be people that never go to a single game in that new stadium. But what they're talking about constructing there leads so much more to an economic impact within the city, because I may never go to a game there. I probably will, but not a lot. But I'll tell you, big games, excitement, Wemby. I want to go check out the vibe down at the bar district that they're planning on building inside and around it.
Absolutely. And if it's like the other places you just mentioned, it's usually a place where a lot of people can gather together, right? And there's all kinds of stuff. So it's got that game feel to it. And, yeah, I mean, even though you're not at the game, you still have that game atmosphere, fans cheering, people, rooting on their team. And it's a lot of fun. And I think you're right, Pledge, that people don't think about that aspect of it. You can get close to the game without actually being in the game and be with Spurs fans without being inside the arena. And it's quite the experience. I'm going to tell you, it's a lot of fun to be in places like that.
And one of the great things about it too is what the mayor brought up in terms of not raising taxes to get it taken care of. Oklahoma City would put a little portion of it, but it wouldn't change the tax rate that they have in order to do it.
Well, and that's fantastic. We haven't had that here in San Antonio. And again, we don't know what the plans are, what they're talking about. It's just in its infancy. I mean, just barely. And it's just starting to talk and start the conversation. So I don't know what kind of ideas are on the table, but if it's like the Alamo Dome, I mean, that was all tourists. Residents of San Antonio don't pay for that tax.
Mm-hmm.
It's all tourists, and you don't see that. You go to a hotel, hey, it's $100 a night, and you get your bill, and it turns out to be, well, it wasn't $100. It was $135 because of all the taxes. And so and that's just the way it is, and you don't miss it. I mean, you're out of town. That's the way it is.
Joe, what you got on tap this weekend?
Well, not much, my friend, and I like it that way.
Sounds beautiful.
I will be watching a lot of the British Open and chilling and just relaxing a little bit.
Is Tommy Fleetwood a mutter?
Well, he's going to have to be, from what I understand. So I hope so, because I got to break my losing streak, Pledge.
You've been on quite the bender in terms of just bad luck losses lately.
Dude, I'm on a 4-game losing skid. I got to snap that baby.
He is Joe Reinigal on the Buyers Barricades guest line. Joe, thank you for your time today, and we'll see you Monday, my friend.
Appreciate you, Pledge. Have a good weekend.
Thanks, Joe. Oh, man, you can catch him every weekday from 2 to 6 right here on San Antonio Sports Star, The Blitz with he and Jason Minix every weekday. But coming up next, we have Rangers baseball as they get set to open up a series with the Los Angeles Dodgers right here on San Antonio Sports Star, 94.1 FM and sasportstar.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, the weekend.
Have you Googled yourself lately? Are there negative posts from an ex-employee or from a former client? Maybe an outdated news article or sensitive personal information about your family? Search engines don't always get it right. For right or wrong, it's your reputation on the line. That's where Reputation Defender by Norton comes in. One of the most trusted names in online reputation repair. Reputation Defender has been fixing people's search results